Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another Boise Metro Chamber check-in episode from your only five-star accredited chamber in the state of Idaho. And today we have John and Kiera of Peak Chiropractic. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's a little windy out there today, but I know our plants need that water that we've had for so many months, but now as the temperature rises, we still need that water. And here we go. I think we're having spring during the beginning of summer.
Yep.
No kidding.
So, hey, both of you are relatively new to the chamber, but not new to your industry. These check-ins are really great ways of checking in with our members, learning their stories. I love sharing the products and services and the people, most importantly. So why don't we start with that, John and Kiera? Tell us a little bit about your backgrounds that led you into the chiropractic industry, and then we'll get into why Boise, and we'll talk about the history of Peak itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first is usually within the chiropractic world, usually you have had an experience and that made you get into it. When I first started saying I wanted to be a chiropractor, everyone's like, why? What made you want to be a chiropractor? Well, short version is it changed my life. I was a pretty sick child. I was held back in kindergarten because I missed too many days school due to illness. I developed migraines, and that ended me up into an upper cervical chiropractic office, and I got adjusted, and I haven't had a migraine since. And so it was life changing. And so that's like, okay, well, that's what I want to be, and I want to bring this kind of care to people and our communities and lives and stuff like that. And pretty similar with Kiera.
Yeah. I had a horse accident when I was 16, and it was pretty severe concussion. I blacked out and had whiplash and the post-concussion syndrome symptoms, and started having some pain. It just felt like my spine was just twisted. So I started seeing a couple chiropractors and acupuncture, physiotherapy, a bunch of other modalities to try to break up the adhesions and tissues throughout my body, and it felt like nobody really had the answer for me. So one of my friends, she told me to go see an upper cervical chiropractor, and after 4 years of agony, it felt like I walked out of his office pain-free and went for a run, and yeah, I was like, I felt like I had to do it for everybody else too. So then I went to school.
Okay, so both of you had instances when you were younger. Kiera, I think I do remember you telling me about the horse fall, and I now it all comes back full circle. And John, I think I remember you telling me about that early childhood experience, and so then both of you kind of didn't know each other, I would imagine, during those times, and then met each other at school, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. We met each other in Davenport, Iowa, at Palmer College of Chiropractic, and both of our paths kind of just aligned there, and that's where we met, and that's where we got married.
And then that's what brought you both out to the West and to start Peak Chiropractic.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Peak and why you started your own business.
Yeah. Well, we, my wife, she's from Canada, Alberta, Canada.
Alberta.
And I'm from Michigan. So right out of school, we associated for about a year in Michigan, and we worked with 400 to 500 patients a week on average there, and we wanted to get our experience, and then we wanted to open up our own practice. So we wanted to stay in the States, but we wanted to be out West. So we zeroed in on Boise, and we visited here in early 2021 and loved it. And that's what brought us here in 2022. And so we moved out here in September, and Peak was opened on October 24th of last fall.
And Peak isn't a franchise.
No. So we wanted to be out in the mountains, and we love hiking. We love everything about the mountains, and we want to help everyone get to their peak potential. So it's just everything everything kind of really resided with Peak. Dr. Kiera, she actually came up with the name, and it really resonated with both of us. So it kind of just stuck.
Okay, that's cool. So I've been to your office and I've checked out the facility, and what you've got behind you is one of the walls in your office.
Mhm.
I can't remember if that's right behind your front desk, but I love the neon root cause docs. We say get to the root cause in business and in sports and teaching and everything. What does the root cause docs mean for you, Kiera?
So, getting to the root cause of people's symptoms, their conditions that they're dealing with, or their diagnoses that they've been diagnosed with. So we look at the overall functioning of the nervous system and not just specifically where the pain's at. That's kind of like local searching that way. And at that point, you kind of can chase your own tail if you're just looking at one area instead of the whole human. And so the root cause is, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know what else to say.
It's really just our approach, and
Yeah.
we want to get down to that. We don't want to treat any particular symptoms. We want to get down to the cause that is causing debilitating conditions within you.
Well, it seems like some of the root causes of people's pain come from that upper cervical location. And so that's what I'm trying to get at here is that's your strategy and kind of your main service. And maybe give us a breadth of the services that Peak offers.
Yeah, so one-on-one upper cervical chiropractic care. We have 3D x-rays that we evaluate your upper cervical spine. And that is important because that region of your spine can misalign 274 different ways.
And that's also where your brain stem is housed.
Exactly.
So the connection between your brain and your body. And also a lot of nerves originate off of your brain stem. So your cranial nerves and your vagus nerve and yeah. So
we always say if that area is compromised, it's like putting a whole dimmer switch on your entire body. And that if you put a dimmer switch on a light, that light expresses itself at a lower quantity and quality. And so what we do is we try to find where that disconnect is, remove it, and allow that body to heal with its innate ability that it was born with.
Yeah.
You know, you took me through an experience when I came into your office, and not even as a patient. But what I remember about that experience is that it was a holistic approach. It was, hey, get to know this person, and then discover the treatments that are necessary. So take us through and help share what someone would experience scheduling time with y'all.
Yeah. Well, really what it comes down to is we believe that everyone was designed to be healthy. And I know this is quacky belief out there, but that's what we believe. But so if that's true, then there's health and then there's sickness. And if you are over here by sickness, then we need to figure out what took you from here to there. And so we do a deep dive with health history to understand exactly what happened to you along the way, any kind of traumatic events, motor vehicle accidents, concussions, things like that. We get a 3D image. We do a functional and neurological examination to see exactly how your body is compensating. And this gives us all the information to make sure that you're a good candidate for our type of care. We need to have a misalignment present. We need to see dysfunction in the nervous system to know that we can be able to take care of you. And once those are present, then that's where we put together a course of correction to get that spine in alignment and that nervous system relieved of interference and allow your body to start healing again. And so basically that appointment is you come in, you get scanned after we go over all the results, and we perform an adjustment. I say it takes a fraction of a second, but it takes a little bit of time to get you set up for that. But after every adjustment, we have patients rest for a minimum of 20 minutes on their first, or on every adjustment, but on their first adjustment, it's a 45-minute rest. And that's important because your body has been compensating for so many years with this misalignment that may be present, and those ligaments, muscles, tendons, all that needs to adapt to those forces that are coming in now. And so your body needs to adapt to that, and that's what we provide in our office.
I love it. And Kiera, I know that you spent a lot of time redesigning that office to accommodate your care, and maybe dive a little bit deeper into that room, because it's pretty special. You walk in there, all the blood pressure drops, and when you sit in one of those chairs, it's really a relaxing state where you just kind of forget everything that's going on, and you really can focus on healing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have a couple water fountains in there and the music going, but most of the time, people when they come in, they're stuck in that sympathetic fight or flight part of their nervous system, and so we just wanted to create a room that was really going to allow people to relax and hopefully take a nap if they can, just to let the rest and digest turn on and have their body put back into the state that it should be so it can heal.
Okay, rest and digest. Did I get that right?
Yeah, the parasympathetic nervous system. Yeah, your rest and digest.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so as an upper cervical chiropractor, chiropractors, I hope I'm saying that right. Are there any other services that you want to educate the listeners on while we have you today, on what you offer?
So I also do prenatal, so the Webster technique for pregnant moms. And then we also would like everybody to know that we see kiddos, I mean, as early as day one and as old as, I don't even know, no limit. Yeah. So it's not just like neck and back pain. It's just optimizing your health. So that's like one thing that we like people to know.
With our approach, there's really no twisting, cracking, or popping of the spine. It's very gentle. Most of our patients literally don't feel anything after their adjustments. And that's because of all the testing that we take into consideration in our approach to adjusting the spine. And that's the way we like to do it. I don't like being hurt. I like my body to feel good, and I don't like doing procedures that I don't feel well. And so we found a technique that is very precise, and you don't feel it. And it's because it doesn't need much force to adjust that region of your spine. And so that's the way we like to do it.
Where are you located? Well, share with the listeners where you're at.
Yeah.
Garden City, just off Chinden and Glenwood.
So off of Chinden and Glenwood, you're back. Take a left after the.
Right behind Sherry's.
Yep, right behind Sherry's. It's a great little spot nestled right in there in that back foothill on that bench, right at the base of that bench foothill. And then how do we go about scheduling time with you?
Yeah, well, you can visit us at our website. Our website is BoisePeakChiropractic.com, and there is availabilities there where you can see when an appointment is appropriate for you to come in, and that works for us. One of our team members will reach out to you to verify the appointment and make sure that we are a good fit for you and that you're a good candidate for this type of care. And then also you can always reach us at our phone number, which is 208-901-0327. Okay.
All right. I got to ask you while we have you, as a couple, as a married couple in the same practice, how are you balancing life and business together so well? And I don't see that done well a lot. I mean, here and there, but what you two have got is really special. Help share with us how you make that work.
Well, I got this sign right here over my strangle marks here. So it's just, no, we make it work. We spend all our time together, and it's we work out together, we wake up together, we eat together, we work together, we do literally everything together. Basically, the only time we got to find for ourselves is time apart, and so that's the only hard part, and that's a good problem to have. It really is.
And Kiera, from your perspective?
I think with our dynamic, which surprisingly enough, we're both Leos, it works. The first couple of months, it was definitely figuring each other out and just, being able to balance each other out properly and communicate properly. But now I think, I don't know, I wouldn't change it for the world. So
awesome. Yeah, the dynamic that you two have, it really is a yin and yang that I see when I have conversations with you two, and especially like when you were taking me through the office, you definitely started completing each other's sentences and carried on with a statement and finished that with each other. That was really cool. You don't find that very often, so I think that's special, and I just wanted to make sure we share that.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you are thinking about that we might have missed today?
Well, the only thing I could think of is, people hear about this type of care. They're like, well, what kind of people do we usually help with? And the type of cases that usually we see are neurological and in its approach. So we see neurodevelopmental disorders, ADHD, autism, OCD, ODD, all the alphabet soup of all those kinds of conditions, and anxiety, depression. We see a lot of the just chronic health conditions out there as well, autoimmunities, things like that. This approach gives the body a fighting chance, and it gets it to function optimally, and it's able to combat those conditions the way it was made to do. So I like, those are our ideal patients. But post-concussion syndrome, any kind of injury to the head or neck, those areas we really thrive with.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you would add to that, Kiara?
I mean, specifically, our mission is just to give people hope. So anybody who's lost hope, anybody who has or wants to better their health or the longevity of their life, and just ensure that they have a better, longer lasting life. We just have a very diverse office. So.
And I would add that both are accredited. Both of you have the degrees and the history and the schooling that it's just top notch. And I wanted to thank you again for right when you came into town, before your business was even open, you joined your local chamber. And what that says to me is that you believe in this place, and you're here to stay, and you're here to support the community that you're serving.
Yeah. Oh, last thing, May 19th is our ribbon cutting. So that's Friday at 3 p.m. So that's gonna be exciting.
I'll be out there with the ribbon and the big scissors. It'll be fun. Yeah. Awesome. Kiara, John, thank you so much for your time today. Again, thank you for your membership and investment in this community. I look forward to the big day where we cut the ribbon. And have a great weekend.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.